The Indian Ocean island of Comoros is holding a referendum to extend presidential term limits and end a system of rotating power among the archipelago's three main islands. The opposition, however, calls this move a power grab by President Azali Assoumani. A yes vote would allow Mr. Assoumani to run for 2 more 5-year terms, starting with an early election next year, rather than being required to step down when his present term ends in 2021. Mr. Assoumani has campaigned for a yes vote and has argued that the new constitution will uphold the principle of the continuity of the state for future leaders. With vanilla prices shooting up, farmers in Madagascar are forming vigilante groups to watch over their crops as harvest season begins. At $600 per kg of vanilla, theft and even murder are rampant. Madagascar produces nearly half of the world's crop.
Soaring global prices of vanilla should have been good news for Joe Nasania, a 58-year-old farmer of the luxury spice on the northeast tip of Madagascar. Instead, it has brought poverty, stress and sleepless nights, patrolling his little patch of jungle with a spear and homemade pistol to ward off the thieves who sneak in to hack off the price orchard pods under the cover of darkness. Over the last year, police and vigilante groups guarded the northern Malagasy forest of Savar, the world's vanilla capital, due to its perfect climate. Sometimes, however, villagers whose livelihood depend almost exclusively on the spice used to flavor everything from ice cream to coffee have taken matters into their own hands, beating apprehended suspects to death.
They cut off the vanilla plants and their pods. They cut the vines and put them in their bags. So I have become more vigilant this year, and I had to buy a spear and a small pistol to protect myself and my farm.
To make sure it doesn't happen again, his family will live in the fields for 6 months to protect the crop before harvest. Madagascar produces up to 6,000 tons of green vanilla each year, according to the commerce industry, and last year exported 1,600 tons of processed beans, valued at $680 million, the country's biggest export. Last year, when the thieves first struck, farmers opted to harvest the green finger-like pods early rather than lose them altogether, a logical but ultimately disastrous decision as the premature cropping led to a steep decline in quality. The involuntary early harvest put a dent in its reputation as Trésor de Savar, treasure of Sava, built up over more than a century from French colonial times.
Now, last year's vanilla production was really poor, but they, the farmers and the authorities now, have made a lot of progress this year. They have done a lot to improve the quality of vanilla. So in my opinion, they need to stabilize the price of vanilla, or better still, just reduce the price.
A kilo of green vanilla was retailing for about $46 to $62 or higher. But the industry has to confront other worries. Since prices soared in the past 3 years, many buyers have turned away from Madagascar's natural vanilla.